Hey there, this is Dr. Tracy, and today I want to talk about why we as humans are experiencing so much more anxiety and associated health problems than ever before. So, what's going on? Like, why is everyone so anxious or depressed or having insomnia or overwhelmed? Why are we having so much autoimmune disease and cancer and heart disease? What's going on? In the last few centuries, we've been accelerating our technological changes and advances. And we've come up with some really cool stuff. We really have. I mean, hello, look what I'm doing right now. This is great. But at the same time, we've inadvertently changed our way of thinking and living in a way where we're starting to tear ourselves down more than we're building ourselves up. And that's because we're thinking and living in ways that don't work with our evolutionary biology. They don't work with how we're wired as humans. And one of the things we need to understand is your biology is also your psychology. When we don't meet our biological needs, it is distressing to our physiology, which creates distress in our thoughts and emotions. And then we have distress in our thoughts and emotions, that in turn creates a physiological response of inflammation and other imbalances in the body that make your cells struggle to function. So when we heal, we can't think of, here we go fix our mind, here we go fix our body, like there's separate things. That's not a reality. We talk like that, but that doesn't exist as a reality independent of our conceptual thinking. So here's what we need to understand. If we ever want to heal and really heal anxiety, and maybe it won't ever go away forever and never come back, because anxiety is like a smoke alarm saying, hey, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And if we have a culture where we're just like, shut up, smoke alarm, stop telling me there's a fire. I'm just going to take the battery out and make it stop squawking, so I won't be annoyed by that noise. But if your house is really on fire, house is going to burn down. Taking the battery out isn't going to fix it. A situation where we just take a medication or even just a supplement or herb. Now, I'm not saying there isn't a place to just make yourself feel better so you're not in sheer agony, so you can get your wits about you enough to really move forward and heal yourself. I'm not saying there isn't a place for that. But if all we do is try to turn off the signal, the body's just going to yell louder and louder. Things are going to stop working, and we're going to just constantly feel like, I've tried everything and nothing's working. I've tried everything and nothing's working. Have you felt that way about anxiety or any other health struggle of yours? I just keep trying things and it'll work for a while and then it stops working. Usually when that's happening, it's because your body is genius. Your body's getting your attention. It's telling you something's wrong. What kind of a dumb body would it be if you had your hand on a hot stove and it was burning and melting and your body was like, I don't feel anything? How is that going to be a nice body that's loyal to you and protecting you and doing you a favor? It's not. Our bodies are so loyal. They're not going to let us get away with just putting band-aids on things that need real help, that need real nurture. The way I look at things, because my original academic background was in medical anthropology, and I look at things from an evolutionary perspective. And so when I said we're not living in alignment with our evolutionary biology, it means we've evolved as humans for a long time as part of a larger biology that's existed for a long time on a planet that's part of a universe that's existed for a really long time. We can't even wrap our heads around it, right? As we've evolved, we didn't evolve by ourselves. We evolved with microbes, with molecules, with the world around us, in something called co-evolutionary relationships. We evolved with the whole. And so when we start changing things really fast and we're not getting our nutritional needs met, we're contaminating our physical environment, we are stressed out as humans and don't have the tools to navigate healthy relationships and communication in the modern world, when we're not getting enough sunlight or time outdoors or exposure to dirt and good microbes, and then we're being bombarded with a lot of different molecules and chemicals that we've never experienced before. They're new to us, or we've never experienced them in the concentrations or contexts we're experiencing them now. This is a lot for a poor little body and mind, because it's the same, to handle, right? Our bodies are amazing. They have this huge bucket of tolerance of things we can do to them, and they just put up with it and put up with it, and they just reroute and try to put out the fires and figure out a way around it, and they're just constantly repairing and rebuilding and helping and helping and helping, and we're just like, boom, 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 boom. And at some point, our bodies are just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep up. And that's what mental illness is, but it's also what physical illness is, and they go together. When we realize that nature isn't something outside of us that we visit on a camping trip or on a hike or on a picnic, but it is what we are. We are extensions, we are manifestations of nature. then we can realize something really cool. Have you ever noticed how genius nature is? When you study things in biology, like how trees can talk to each other, and when you start looking at how the microbiome, like the microbes that make us up, we're actually more microbial than human. When we start realizing how our cells work, how our brains work, how your liver works. If you look at just our own precious, miraculous bodies, not to mention everything on this amazing planet, how it all works together, it's genius. It's straight up genius. When we realize that nature's genius and we respect and honor it that way, then we realize we're genius because we're extensions of nature. Then we realize our bodies are genius, our consciousness, our minds are genius when we give them what they need to thrive. If you're struggling with anxiety or any other health problem or emotional or mood struggle, and your approach is to feel betrayed by your body and tell it to shut up, give it something to turn off the signal, and not dig a little deeper to look at what are the underlying causes. What is my sweet, precious, loyal body trying to tell me? Then you're not going to really get the kind of resolution you're looking for. So again, you may not get anxiety to go away forever and never come back. That's just really not how it works. It's like saying I want pain to go away and never come back. I want to poop once and be done for the rest of my life. That's not how it works. But what is possible, and I speak from my own experience of struggling with horrendous, debilitating anxiety, and ironically, growing up with a father as a psychiatrist and working in his office, and then eventually in young adulthood, developing anxiety and having to find my way through conventional medicine and even integrative and natural medicine and just navigate through what works, what doesn't work, and then professionally helping people succeed at this throughout the course of my career. I've learned that maybe anxiety doesn't go away forever, but it stops debilitating you and it becomes your smoke alarm that tells you you need more nurture. It tells you something's off. It shines a light. It becomes your friend that tells you something's off. And so when you have an understanding of what it's trying to tell you, and you have a really functional, comprehensive, full spectrum toolbox to work with it instead of against it, then that's when real healing happens. That's when anxiety becomes your ally. And even though it feels horrible, I mean, it feels horrible, it doesn't have to ruin your life. And it doesn't have to create this identity that you're defective or broken or stuck forever. There is a way out. There always is. So if you feel like you've been struggling with anxiety, depression, any kind of health struggle, and you feel like you've tried everything and it hasn't worked, remember that reality, the genius of nature, is infinite. We've never tried everything. There's always something else, and there are always tools to figure out what that something else is, especially when it's challenging and not obvious, especially when you've been struggling for years, maybe even decades. So I'm just here to tell you, there's a lot more I have to share about the root causes of anxiety and all of its associated health issues, because we don't just have anxiety. There are other health problems going on when we have anxiety. But I'm here to share with you that you haven't tried everything, that there is more than just hope. There are solutions, that we need an approach that's more comprehensive that I'll be sharing more about. If you take nothing else away from what you're hearing today, is that nature is genius. You are genius. Your body is genius. Your mind is genius. You're not defective. You're not broken. You're probably just really sensitive, and your body's trying to help you. It's not your enemy. It hasn't betrayed you. It's your best friend. I'm here to help you however I can. Please subscribe to my channel and follow me and all that good stuff so that you can get more in-depth information that's really going to make a difference, and not just these platitudes that deal with things on the surface. We're not just going to take the battery out of the smoke alarm. We want to give you tools to put out the fires so you can have an amazing life where you feel happy and light and joyful and peaceful and like the world's a good place most of the time. I want you to have that. I really enjoy that being my reality, and I want to share it because I suffered a lot to get here, and I've learned a lot, and I have a lot to share. And if I don't, it hurts. It hurts not to share, right? So please share if you think this kind of thing will help people you love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take really good care of yourself. Bye-bye.